It's your boy Loaf, Manny, aka OG Manny Bremen. I'm on the set, as usual, keeping it real, letting you know the vibes, letting you know the truth, always. And I got something that I want everybody to keep in mind and to say to themselves every day. Is a slogan that me and my boy, rest in peace, Lyfe, you feel me, used to come up with, when I was incarcerated, and it helped me get through many days. So every day to start off, my podcast series, and to end it, I'm gonna do it like this: chin up, chest out, back straight, eyes direct, stand firm, speak with authority, and man up. That's how we gonna salute each other, kings and queens out there, to carry out our day and to live in an upright manner with positive energy fluctuating through our body into the universe, you heard, so it could come back to us. So with that being said, here we go. It's Loaf Life Manny, out of sight with a mind. You feel me? Letting you know the updates, letting you know the transformation, letting you know the upbringing, my lifestyle, and I'm going to answer a lot of questions and comments, and I'm going to get into the topic of letting the people know, my view and the differences of the gangs from the 80s, 70s, 80s to the 90s to the millennium to right now. Like, you understand what I'm saying? My insight. I wasn't in the 80s and the 70s, so I can only go off of what I've, read, and the information I've acquired from talking to OGs or through watching YouTube clips or whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna be real and let y'all know how I feel. And I gotta answer questions in regards to, am I scared to get out of the gang, or is it a hard thing for me to do? Do I feel less of a person or a man if I wasn't involved in the gang? I'm gonna answer all those questions right there, and I'm gonna get into the similarity of a kid, joining a gang, and a grown ass man joining a gang, and the differences, you feel me, and what's real and fake in that manner, you feel me, what to be considered in my eyes, because this is my opinion. I'm an OG, I could give you that, you know what I mean, I could give you my opinion on these things. All right, so check this out. What I'm gonna tell y'all is this right here. Coming in this lifestyle as a kid, and coming from a household that's dysfunctional with an abusive stepfather, a lot of anger, a lot of misguided anger, you know what I mean, is there. And it led me into not caring about anything other than family support. That's what you look for when you go through those type of things. You don't go through, you feel me? Like, some people get depressed. I never was a depressed type person. You feel me? I'm bipolar, and I got symptoms of emotional, disorders. My mood swings. But depression is not one of the things that I really suffer from. You feel me? I get mad, I get angry, I get violent, I get confused. You feel me? Because I start to understand shit different from how I interpreted or what I learned growing up. It became abnormal. So if I experienced being loved by my mother and my family, and I was the first male born in my family, which is how I got the name Manny. That came from my mom's, by the way. You feel me? But and then I get a male come into your life, and he's supposed to protect and hold you down and hold your moms down, and and he come with these gifts, and he comes with, you feel me, the good talk, and you feel me, and he's really a scumbag. He's really start revealing his true intent, you know what I mean, implement fear in you, and take over your household, or to treat your moms how he wants her to be in the mold I, so these are the things that I experience and I understand life to, work in this way, in this manner, dealing with manipulation and deception and women abuse, you feel me? So, shout out to you females out there that's overcoming that type of stuff, you feel me? Shit that I'm totally against. You understand what I'm saying? My hat, I really go out to, my heart goes out to Cassie and Beyonce's and whoever out there been mistreated on that level, you feel me, forced to do whatever and caught up in whatever. So you feel me? But that was the mind state of my mom's, and it was like she was blinded, you feel me? So at the end of the day, as a teenager, I made the decision. I was 13 years old. I think I just hit a teenager, you feel me, when I decided to leave, to run away and basically take my chances in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? Just imagine a 13-year-old running away. You're 13-year-old if you got kids, because I got kids. My oldest is 13 right now, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, I left home at that age. He little, he's innocent. He's a fucking baby. You understand what I'm saying? So you just gotta imagine a person 13 years old in a cold ass world that was 10 times more violent in my era. The 90s was the era where nigga murders was going on heavy in New York City. All around, crack was at its all-time high in the hoods, you feel me? Especially in my hood, man. I seen crackheads up and down every day, you feel me? In this little hood called Wandage off a straight path, man. It's so many. We did documentaries. Here's another documentary. Shout out to my boy Bubs. You feel what I'm saying? He bubbly stuff. That's what he changed. Bubbly stuff. He we call him Bubs growing up, but he is bubbly stuff now. But he did a little clip snippet, a wine dance, the pick from his mind. We had one back in the days done on our hood, brothers like Alvin Tony, check him out, who was a part of Bad Boy, who founded Craig Mack, you feel me? He from my neighborhood, rest in peace, Alvin Tony. But, everybody know about this hood, man, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. My main topic of discussion is based on my life right now. I can't get sidetracked, so check this out. Yeah, so with me going out there into the streets, walking down straight cash, which we call is straight path, the real name we call it straight cash. It was like Broadway in Harlem, you feel me? Everything happening on that block, up and down the strip. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna see what you gotta see. You gonna see niggas selling drugs. You'll see niggas gangbanging. You'll see niggas. You gonna see hoes hoeing. You gonna see a million crackheads walking down the street. You feel me? In this era in the 90s, that's how it was. So when I got up and I walked out of the streets and I walked down, and this is a main block that everybody got to walk through to get to school. If you lived on the north side, if you lived on the south side, you was good. You wasn't going to be exposed to that shit. You was going to be exposed to houses and shit, maybe seeing a bunch of fucked up houses and, whatever shit might be going on down the block from you or somewhere on the south side. But mainly, it was crossing that tracks, going to the north side or coming from the village and the boondocks that you actually seen all the real activity of what's going on in Wandage. You feel what I'm saying? And it was nothing nice. You feel me? So me being 13 and going out, yeah, I seen my moms every day go to work, but guess what? I'm not around my moms every day, all day. You know what I mean? I'm going out into society in the hood. I'm seeing everything that's around me. These are the things that's gonna have a mass influence on your kid's life. So you gotta be cautious about what you expose your kids to. You feel me? You got social media now exposing your kids to everything, so these kids are growing up faster. You know what I mean? Wiser, smarter. And back then, I always questioned why would the older people keep us away from the things instead of educate us on the things that's negative. Because what I had was a mother who lived a certain lifestyle, did what she had to do to survive, so therefore she dabbed in, little shit on the side, as well as doing the good shit on the side. She had other shit going, and I didn't find that out until later, until she exposed it to me on why she tried to keep me away from these things. But I say, now that I'm older, I understand that whatever it is that's going on in your community or with your in your culture, you should express that and teach that shit to your kids without making it seem like it's the right thing to do. But you should inform them and give them the first-hand knowledge of these things. So just in case you die, or just in case they do make a turn for the worse, they can have the knowledge and understanding of how to survive if it come to that. Or they can make the decision that they don't want no parts of that because it's not for them. And that's something that you could preach in school to them. I'm not telling y'all to go put a gun in a kid's hand, but you can though. I'm not telling you to do it, but you can though. You could teach them the proper way of holding it, of discharging your weapon, and you could teach them everything about it, how to hold it, how to shoot it, how to use it, when to use it. You feel me? These are the things that we can teach our kids. You feel me? And they don't gotta learn from somebody in the streets. They don't gotta learn from some OG or some big homie. They don't gotta do that. So it's like we gotta change our mindsets on how we raise our kids, because I was affected as a kid by keeping me away from it and pushing me into doing the right thing, but in the same token, not being there. My mother was gone 80% of the day. She worked 2 jobs. So I seen her in the morning, and then I seen her probably when I went to bed, or I probably didn't see her till the next morning. It all depended, on the hours that she worked. And at the end of the day, you feel me, that led me to going out and being in the streets more and seeing the conditions that we was living under, you know what I mean? Phone bill, light bill, heat, oil, you feel me? All of them things, rent, gotta be paid, 3 kids by herself, like it was hard. So going into the streets for not just abusive, but poverty and financial reasons, it was something that I had to do. Something that I could have avoided, but it was something that I had to do. I was forced to do. I didn't make the decision to say, I'm going to go into the streets because I wanted to be down. That's what I didn't do. And to get into that, in today's world, and as of like the 80s, the 90s, and, the gang culture started becoming more familiar to people, and that's what people start doing. Bottom line, everybody want to belong or relate or be a part of something. So if you get a street gang or a crew or something like that around your way, and you got a bunch of kids whose mind is not sharp or haven't been taught at home the right way to be leaders, you feel me? This is what happens. You feel me? And it's nothing bad about it, because you're young, so I get it. But you got to grow out of that mentality of being a follower. They say a good follower becomes a great leader. I believe leaders are born, not sworn. They're born. They're not created. You feel me? So get that out of your minds, that you could become a leader if you're a great follower. No, you a leader because you was born that, and you just tweak that in your brain. You know what I mean? You tweak that element, that characteristics and quality that you had. You know what I mean? And you became that leader that you was destined to be, that you was born from the rip. You feel me? Some people characteristics don't possess the qualities of a leader. You feel me? Some people are a good assistment. Some people have to follow. It doesn't make you a bad person. You know what I mean? And you just lack certain qualities and characteristics that separates you from that person that's a leader. You feel me? Now, I could say I was a leader. I can say I was born a leader. I can say that I took the initiative, and even though I did go into the streets and dealt with the older crews, because they wasn't gangs, they were called crews back then, cliques, posses, shit like that, which ultimately would be considered a gang if you went by state law. Anything with 3 or more people is considered a gang. So I'm gonna say this: being with the older guys, the NFW niggas, and then messing with my younger brothers that was NTO, I added to their cliques, their crews. You feel me? And the way I came a part of them, basically, NTO, the younger brothers, we all went to school. We played basketball together. Shout outs to Mike Knight, Darren, Debo. You feel me? You already know Stiggs, Bump. Gary. You feel me? Shout out to all those that y'all know who y'all are, man. Word, y'all know who y'all are, man. It's too many to name. So, one of my best friends, Bruisers. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bruisers, man. James Mays and shit. You feel me? PJ, can't forget PJ. You know what I mean? He definitely was a big NTO member. One arm Jerome Moose. You feel me? Even though we had a fallout, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about that though, because this is an important topic and it'll show you how when you young, you certain things, your loyalty, you overcome certain things until you realize how much damage it does to you. You feel me? That one of your partners or your homeboys have done, because I was always one of them kids that was young and anxious, ambitious, and full of heart. You understand what I'm saying? I was short. I had the Napoleon complex. So I was always full of heart. You know what I mean? If somebody did something, I had to outdo it. I was always competitive. You know what I mean? If we played basketball, I had to be the point guard. I had to control the rock. So that's leadership qualities. These are the mindsets of a leader. If we went racing bikes or quads or whatever the case, I'm looking at how to do the biggest stunt, how to, you know what I mean? If we willying, I want to willy the longest. If, it's whatever it is in life, I had that energy to be the best and outdo whoever was doing it with me. You feel me? And with that mindset, it makes you become a leader. Brothers that, y'all know who founded NTO and who was the leaders of it. No need to get into those names. If I check in with them, if they want to do an interview, I let them do it. I'm going to bring some of my brothers to do an interview with me. You feel me? Because some asked already that was an NTO show, but I'm not going to give up the names of the people who started these crews. And, just we all was a factor, and we all loved each other. We had the Honeycomb Hideout. You know what I mean? My boy Mike Knight crib or Debo crib, where we was at on a regular basis. You feel me? On a regular, downstairs playing GoldenEye. You already know. You know what I mean? Or we out running around fucking shit up. You know what I mean? Having fun, doing what kids, teenagers do. You know what I mean? Going to Pathmarks, looting. You feel me? Going to Entenmann's Cookie Factory. We got them shits out in Long Island, or Frito-Lays. You know what I mean? Back in them days, everybody know what we did. You know what I mean? We going out there, we getting it how we live, man. And when it came to the white towns, they was our victims. We used to ride our bikes up into the white towns. We leaving out with some new bikes. We ain't had the money. We going to get some new bikes, you heard? We'd take them shits right off of the fucking sidewalk. You got bike stores, they host they shit on the sidewalks. Boy, me and my crew, we was coming right up on that shit. Jumping up on them shits. You know what I mean? Spinning off. Or we catching Vicks. laying low, watching them, you know what I mean? They sit their bikes down at Pathmark, sit their bikes down at whatever stores or delis, and here we go. We getting on them. That's how I caught one of my charges, you know what I mean? We was into that, stealing bikes, then it went to stealing quads and stealing fucking dirt bikes, and you know what I mean? We did it all. Fight, fought, the local towns, the neighboring towns, you know what I mean? Amityville, West Bab, North Bab, Bayshore, CI, Brentwood, whatever surrounded us, Wandage, we didn't get along. They know. We had the best athletes, black, shout out to Gerard Kahi, Amelie Keller doing time, you know what I mean? Two of the best basketball players that stepped out of Wandage that could have made it. You feel me? These were my brothers right here, part of the crew, NFW. It's a lot. You feel me? You had Squeak, who was able to go to play football. We had a lot of athletes that was in my crew. We all was athletes. We all fucked around from whether it was NTO or NFW, because I had the older crew that was schooling me. You mean they the NFW niggas? They was the ones who was getting the money and having all the females, and those are the people that I went around. And I come back and I get a drip in the game to my younger brothers who they didn't have the maturity to be around the older dudes. I had the maturity. So the older dudes from school, I would be cutting class out on the side playing dice with some of my brothers from around that's older, because, that's the stuff that I was attracted to. My uncle, who was somebody in the street life, showed me how to play dice when I was younger. And that's what connected me with the older dudes in school. When they would cut school and go play dice, I'm pulling up on the set, the young bro. Manny, what up? Yeah, what's up, man? I got whatever. I'm putting my little ends in. They bank is up. I probably got about $40 in my pocket at this time in that age. I was like 13, 40, 20, $30. This is the era back when it took 5 people to buy a dime bag of weed in this era, you feel me? If you was coming up young in the streets, you know what I mean? Everybody was pointing in. I got 5 on it, yo. I got 2 on it. I got 3 on it. You understand what I'm saying? So we wasn't running around loaded with thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars. The kid now, 13-year-old, you got to give him 100 or better. In my era, you could give us $10. You feel what I'm saying? And we was good. We going to, you know what I mean, buy a shitload of shit with $10 in that era. But when I was 13, I should say. But now you got to give a 13-year-old $100. You know what I mean? But back on topic, I used to do a lot of gambling with the older dudes in school, cut school, play dice and shit like that. So, dudes like Crunch, dudes like Bunners, dudes like Tinny, you know what I mean, Smokes, they all can vouch for this, you know what I mean? These were older brothers that's from around my way that, you feel me, influenced me on different levels and how to be fly and, what routes to take if you was going to go into the streets. I looked at them guys and I said, all right, I'm a leak. You feel me? One of the flyest dudes who could fight. You feel me? Tenny was one of the flyest dudes. You feel me? So Smokes, so, ultimately, I had that was me. That was me. Fly dude, wanted that popularity, went for that popularity. You understand what I'm saying? And nobody was gonna tell me I couldn't get that popularity. You feel me? Because I felt I deserved that. I felt that anything that somebody else could do, I could do or do it better. You feel what I'm saying? But back then, like I said, it was more love. It was more family. You feel me? Brothers clicking together, chilling, having fun. That's what you want to be a part of. You feel me? And that's what I became a part of. You know what I mean? Dealing with my NTO crew and my NFW crew. You feel me? I ran around and I built my name. I built my name, and people want to know, how did I build my name? Various things. In school, I took on the bullies. You feel me? It was bullies all around, all the time around where I'm from. You feel me? And me being popular and having these two crews that I dealt with, you feel me? When I was in school, the females, the younger girls in my age bracket, they fucked with me. I was a handsome boy. I had good personality, good charisma. You feel what I'm saying? And I ended up, you know, cutting school and doing the most. You feel me? Selling drugs. And I was obsessed with guns at that time, you know, watching the movie Scarface, watching Boys in the Hood, Minister Society, and this era, you know, New Jack City, and, you know, watching movies like that and living where I lived, it didn't mix. It made a bad combustion, because now I'm thinking about how to be the biggest gangster. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think I watched a movie called 187 Crab, 187 Slob. You heard? It was a documentary that I got from California when I came back from California. You feel me? And I watched this movie, and it was about Bloods and Crips. And I was like, I was like young as hell. And I was like, yo, okay, this is what this shit been. This is what this is. When I was in Cali, I didn't really know. I heard it, like, everybody used the term blood in Oakland. If you're from Oakland, you know that. Everybody, I'm talking about everybody. The term blood is well spoken in Oakland, California. Nobody says cuz. That's a Southern thing. What's cracking and all of that, that's Southern California talk. Northern California, you come to Oakland, you come to where I grew up at, everybody say blood. And that was because of the Black Panthers. So everybody in my community would say blood and move around like that. And I didn't know what the fuck none of that meant. You know, it gravitated towards me. I took it as my family and them were bloods, and you feel me? And then come to find out later on, once I became educated, that I did have family that was bloods, and I had family that was Crips. I had family that was Vanguard out in Oakland, you feel me? But, well, they in Sacramento now, but they was in Oakland originally. And I could say that me having those ties and going back and forth and living in, you know, now being a teenager in the streets, I decided that everybody got to be blood. I wanted everybody in blood in my neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? Bottom line. You know what I mean? I went out to Harlem. I linked up with some of the homies out there, you know, the Brims, and well, actually, let me be real. I was dealing with this during the time when we was all under the UBN on the East Coast, you know. So I was dealing with a whole bunch of different sets at that time, you know. You had the non-trades, the GKBs, that was the most prominent, and it was one dude by the name of Smash who was 5'9", you feel me? And Smash was directly under Almighty Inf, and, you know, Inf just came home, and that's how I got it cracking on the Brim time. You know, going through Polo Grounds, going through Uptown in Harlem, you know, and dudes feeling my energy. Word, it's all about energy and all this shit. You either real or you fake. And I'm a Long Island dude that's stomping back in 97 in Harlem and going through Brooklyn and Queens. You feel me? Young, 15 years old, you know, and I'm doing the most. Because where I came from, it was no fear. You know, if you grew up in Wyandanch, you already knew, man. There was so many street gangs. There was so much shit going on. People shooting, stabbing, cutting, fights. We used to meet up on blocks. Everybody tell you about this. South 32nd Street, where the high school was at, right down the street. That's where we met up to fight. We would cut class and go fight up the street, up the block. You understand what I'm saying? Big brawls, whether it was crew fights, whether it was one-on-ones, however it went down, it was going down. And if you got caught out of pocket, that was your ass. You was getting jumped. You was getting your ass whooped. If you was a north side nigga, you had it bad. Because if you ain't had a bus to go home, we was catching you. South side niggas was catching you. Village niggas was catching you. Block niggas, they had it. They could take the back route. I know, because I was a block nigga. You heard? You could take the black right. The Little East Neck Road would have hit you right up to the block. You could take that block right there if you outnumbered, if you got your ops around. You know what I mean? So, you know, you learn survival tactics early on in life, coming up. You learn, you know, what streets to walk down, you know, me, I'm going to keep it real. I was like a ghetto star. That's the term in California, ghetto star. I was like a ghetto star. I went to all sides of my neighborhood. Anywhere I wanted to go, I stomped at. You feel me? I don't know if it was God that was with me, if I was a super tough kid or something. I don't know what it was. I know I was well loved. I was real popular. So anywhere in the hood I went. If the north side was beating with the south side, nigga, well, guess what? I had the mentality. I lived on North 23rd. Yeah, I moved on the south side, but this is where I came from. So who gonna tell me I can't go over there? I'm going over there. And sure enough, I get the stares, I get the looks, but niggas wouldn't fuck with me. They didn't fuck with me. You feel me? South side, same thing. When I lived somewhere else, I come through there, and maybe it's because my family, maybe it was because, you know, I dealt with both crews and was a good dude to people. You feel me? Like I don't remember myself ever, you know, having the mentality of, yo, fuck everybody or mad aggressive. I never was super aggressive. I get aggressive when I get disrespected, but I always was the type that charismatic, you know what I mean? Charm, clever, smooth. You feel what I'm saying? If it came down to it, I'm getting busy. But for the most part, you know, I'm chilling with the guys. We trying to look for some girls and trying to look for some money. If it ain't about that, I wasn't really interested. You know what I mean? You had a lot of little dirty motherfuckers running around just wanting to be dirty. You know what I mean? I wasn't never into. I ain't even like getting dirty. You feel me? But like real shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, I all the way was on grown. I was all the way on man time, but all that getting dirty shit was not my thing. You feel me? Even to today. You know what I mean? Getting dirty is not my thing. So. Unless we getting dirty, you understand what I'm saying? That's a different type of dirty, but I remember my first time with a hammer. First experience holding a gun was with my grandfather. That's how I got addicted to guns. My grandfather was from the South, a hunter, fisherman, he was the person that actually held all the arsenal for the communities in his era, in his time, when they was fighting off Klansmen. He was the blacksmith. He was the guy with all the hammers. You heard? I was about, I'm gonna say, I just came back from Cali. It was like 91. I was about 9, 10 years old, and my grandfather, you know, he used to take me in the backyard. We lived on a block called Parkway. And he used to take me in the backyard, and we used to go in the back, and there was a set of woods that led to a little lake. Everybody that's from my hood, they know where that's at, because it was the back of the park. I lived on Parkway Boulevard. And he used to take me out there and show me how to shoot squirrels and rabbits and all type of shit like that with 30-30 rifles and stuff like that. So I became addicted to guns at like 9 years old. I started playing with guns, you know, my grandfather gun, and my mom's had no knowledge of this because my mom's was going working or something. My grandfather told me, yo, come on, going outside, you know what I mean, and come on, man, and I go in the back and shoot me how to shoot it, you know. So after that, I'ma say I started playing with real guns on my own at around 14 years old. I had a cousin, rest in peace, named JJ. I could talk everything about him because he's gone right now. But he was a real street dude. Sold a lot of drugs, got a lot of money, was the whip master. And he was a big influence on my life. You understand what I'm saying? On a street level, on a selling drugs level, on a everything. He was like my uncle went to prison. I was a kid. He came home and he died. You know what I mean? Like a few years after he came home, he died. I think a year later, actually. Gotta tell, let me see. 95, yeah, 95 is when he died. He came home around 94, something like that. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, my uncle was the one who initially started me off with learning about street things, because he was a street dude and he had a great respect. Buddy Armstrong, everybody know him as Buddy. He later adopted the name Shakur up north, but that's my mom's twin, and he was out there, official. So me, young, seeing him come home, and he was real brolic, weighed up, jewelry, cars. All my mom's friends was on his body. I remember one of my mom's best friends, Marcy, you know what I mean? They had a little thing going on, and you know, I just seen all my mom's friends on his body, and we looked just alike. I'm gonna post a picture of me and my Uncle Buddy, you feel me? Because he could be my twin. He died at 33 years old, man. Rest his soul, you feel me? But my uncle was that deal to me. And after his death, JJ, who he taught the game to, because he's older than me by about 5-6 years, you know, he was like my big brother. He taught me the game, you feel me? And he's the one who taught me how to cook up. He's the one who taught me how to bag up, how to do everything that you had to do to survive in that street, in that hustle game, you feel me? And if you 13 years old and you seeing this type of shit, and your mother don't know that you seeing this type of shit, you exposed to this type of stuff, but you become more and more into it. You get in too deep, in other words. And that was me. That was my life. I became in too deep at a young age. And like I said, I had the mentality, like my uncle told me, whatever you do, you go hard at it. You don't back out for nothing. You don't let nobody punk you. You don't let nobody get over on you. You know what I mean? I learned a lot of Jews from a street level as a kid. And I can actually say that, you know, these things had an effect on my life and the decisions that I make. So I didn't see being a cop. I didn't see being a fireman. I didn't see being anything other than a sports player, because I loved sports. It's the only thing I've seen that I could be a part of as an adult, that I would like to be a part of outside of being a street person. You feel me? My lifestyle had became a lifestyle of being in crack houses and, you know, on the block, on corners. At this time in my era, it wasn't no phones where you putting money on your phone. We wasn't doing that then. We was out there on that street, on that block. You feel me? So I was that little young nigga that was out there with the grown ass men. I'm watching it firsthand. Dudes get robbed, dudes get shot, dudes get booked, and I got a pack on me. And I'm looking like, damn, this shit might happen to me one day, and I'll be damned if I let somebody rob me or take my shit. So I'm carrying a hammer all the time. It's for protection. The cops is looking at it as we out here trying to do, you know what I mean, harm to other people, but no. I'm trying to get money and protect myself. That was it. Young, out there, mom's working, I'm out in the streets, I'm with the crew, I'm with the guys, I gotta hold it down, you know what I mean? I never had none of my older brothers or none of my mans pushing guns and drugs on me. None of my mans did that to me. I came to the table. I went and looked for that shit. I went and found it. Word. My brothers, like the ones that was older, you know, they was like, yo, looking at me like, yo, man, this nigga's crazy. This nigga bugged out. Look, man, yo, take your ass home. Yo, get up off this block. Yo, And I'm just like, man, now I'm pulling out. Nigga, I'm here. I'm here to stay. Ain't nobody running me off nowhere. I'm out here. You understand what I'm saying? So, it took a lot growing up young and identifying and trying to get an identity. That's what I see that was getting an identity, finding myself, finding my place in the streets. You know what I mean? Because being young for a kid, being in the streets, man, that shit is, I look at it now and I be like, damn, I'm never wanting that for my kid. I never want that for nobody else's kid. I advise all parents to really, you know, be active and be in your kid's life, because your kid could be me. No matter how much money you give them, no matter how much love you show them, if you're not there to guide them, if you're not there to protect them, you feel me? They're going to go astray. And once they go astray, there ain't no telling what they going to get involved with. And you know, the government, this is what they want for black men. They want us to go out there and get trapped off. You feel me? You got a few that do want to see us succeed and become successful men in life. But if you know history, you know that golden era which we controlled as black men in Africa, it put the world in shock. And it made them other races hate our race. So they don't want us to get back to that mind state, but we are. And I learned that later on in life, once I went to prison. So what you dealing with me is a lot of damage. You know what I mean? A lot of struggle, a lot of hardship, a lot of identity crisis, you know, and becoming a man, I had to learn how to cope with all of this. And I had to figure out what I was gonna do with myself. You feel me? And I didn't come to that decision until I was about, I'm not even gonna lie, too late. Because I was incarcerated by the age of 15. Gun possession, shooting, shit like that. I had got really into deep. Especially gang banging. You know what I mean? That color banging shit, I ain't gonna lie. That's the most destructive shit in the world. The color bang. You know? I guess my mindset, I have a delusional mindset when it comes to gang culture, because I see only the good. I try not to see the bad, because if I paid attention to the bad, it'll make me dislike the culture. And I love it so much that it's like, I just want to see it better. I want to see it progress. I want individuals that's a part of this to say, yo, look, man, we don't gotta be a negative entity. We can just fucking do the right thing and take all our brothers and sisters that's a struggle and better their life and get them to do the right thing. Because growing up, guess what? I had good people to try to push me to do the right thing. But then in the same token, I was surrounded 80% of negativity. So it's conflicting. You need somebody to be there 24/7. And if not 24/7, at least 8 hours out of the day. Drilling real, positive. You can't have an hour out of your day, your moms or your relative yelling or screaming at you or encouraging positive things, but then the next 16 hours of your day is all negative. It's 24 hours in a day. You feel me? So if 8 hours of your day is negative and only 1 hour is positive, what's going to come out? It's going to be a negative attitude. If you're around negativity 24 hours a day, you're definitely going to be a fucking demon. You understand what I'm saying? And my life, once I hit the streets at 13, that's basically what it was. It was about 8 hours of negativity in my life throughout the day. Whether it was out selling drugs, whether it was holding a gun, whether it was, you know what I mean, jumping some niggas or beating up some niggas or going around and looting and whatever it was we was doing as a kid, it was 9 times out of 10 negative. Which led me to going to prison. When I see DFY, that means detention for youth. It's now called OCFF, Office of Children and Family Services. But in my era, it was DFY, detention for youth. Cali, I think it's YA, Youth Authority, or YD, Youth Detention. Yeah, my first trip in there, I'm gonna tell y'all about that on my next series. My experience in youth detention, you feel me? And I still remember names and all that of people or all that, because that started the heightening of my gang culture. You feel me? In my neighborhood, everybody respected me, loved me. I had a few fights, nothing serious. You feel me? It wasn't till later, the gang banging, that's when I started experiencing shootouts and being shot up and doing different things for a reputation, for a name, to pave the way for the culture, you know. So many years ago that was, that now that I'm thinking about it, I'm seeing how much negativity I really was a part of. You feel me? I can say that when you make a decision to do the right thing, you get rid of all of that negative shit. You don't even look at it or view life in that light no more. And that's why right now, for me, I'm gonna answer y'all question. I'm gonna get into why I feel, you know, being blood or remaining a blood and still seeking positive and doing positive is so important to me. I feel like they took everything from us already. They took our culture, they took our language, they took our history, they separate us from our original self, our original land, you know, and I believe that the gang culture is something that was created for us, to protect us, to keep us having something on a hood level. I believe that we was protecting ourselves and our community through the gang culture, and we identified with each other's struggle, which gave us a culture outside of being called Africans or being called blacks or being called niggas. Now we was called Bloods, or we was called Crips or Vice Lords or folks or whatever. You feel me? We was identifying ourselves with not being a part of an oppressive system that wasn't designed to help build the black communities. It was only designed to destroy us. The government was seeking to destroy us as black people. So I hold on to that. And I say to myself, you know, having pride and having honor and taking on this lifestyle and making a transition to being a revolutionary throughout the years, I feel like I want to die that. Bottom line. I have every right to feel that. I don't gotta be indulging in criminal activity. I don't gotta be out here promoting gang lifestyle, because I don't do that. I speak of my lifestyle. I speak to the youth and encourage them to do better with their life and to make better decisions. But I'll be damned if I tell somebody, no, don't be a blood. You feel me? I don't have that in me. I won't encourage it, but it could be somebody's protection. It could be somebody's freedom. It could be somebody's peace. It could be somebody's family. You feel what I'm saying? And it was that to me. You feel me? Yes, we all know good and bad work hand in hand. It's just like this shirt, like I said, good and evil. It go hand in hand. The yin and the yang is a part of life. So you might as well tell me, yo, don't become a Muslim. Don't become Christian. Don't become Jew. Because the biggest wars is holy wars. But this is something that the government says is positive. So let's be real. You understand what I'm saying? We being selective and we choosing what we want to put a red dot on, what we want to put a scope on. What is the difference between Muslim, Christianity, Judaism, and Bloods and Crips, other than the fact that the government has a large control over that, and the holy wars in the world, as most of the Jews run the world, the economy. So that's embraced, so that's accepted. Most of the Catholics and people like that, they deal with so much other shit in those, and I don't want to bash no religions, but come on, you got Pope's pedophile shit going on. I read a book called Pimping from the Pulpit to the Pews. Pimping from the Pulpit to the Pews. I read this book up north when I was incarcerated, and this book was telling you about all the mega churches that's dealing with criminal activity, and you got these pastors that's getting rich. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the Islamic culture. Look at Christianity. The holy wars that been going on for years. The wars that's still going on in Palestine right now. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be real with each other and identify with the fact that Bloods and Crips and Vice Lords and other gangs is not the sole problem in these black communities. You feel me? They are not the sole problem. The problem is the machine that's controlling the world, the infrastructure. Because as you heard brothers on YouTube say, you had J. Edgar Hoover and COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program, the FBI, who dumped guns, drugs on trains in the deserts. They dropped this shit in these areas for LA gangs to go get them because they knew they was young and reckless. So this shit was designed to destroy us. Something that was created for good was poisoned. And for everybody to see and identify and notice, we should have a bigger fight for our constitutional right to be enforced and for us to have more security on ourselves and safety. Because you got a brother like me who have no intent to do any criminal activity no more, who don't care for any negative anything, who wants to see positive, constructive things going on in the community, but want to still take pride in the culture that I am. For all my life, I embraced this, and now my life is at a better standpoint. Now I got to throw it away when I got thousands of other and hundreds of other people coming up behind me that need that direction, that need that discipline. So what we need is schools. What we need is an educational system. We need to educate the youth and bring them up. Now, the government wouldn't allow that for what reason? Because they're going to say what? Yo, oh, he's black. He was this before. He's not capable of change. This is his mentality. No, it's not. My mentality is uplifting and bettering. You heard? And the way I view the gang culture from the past to now is this. If you look at it and you understand what I'm telling you, I came into this culture as a kid, as a teenager. Would I come into a lifestyle and a culture of a gang or anything like that as a grown man? No. Hell no. The only way I would do that if we had businesses and we was running entities and empires, or we was working towards bettering like right now. If it was a call for all people to step up to help the Bloods out or to help a gang out, I would be there. Because that's what the revolution that's in my heart. But to join a gang to do teenage shit as an adult, hell no. You niggas look like goofies and like fools. And that's how I thought of a lot of the people that was incarcerated, that was older turning blood. I was looking at them niggas as goofies, as fools. I'm like, yo, bro, why would you want to be a part of a gang as a grown man? Especially if it's not doing nothing constructive. You only adding the poison. You only adding the destruction. And that's when I stopped recruiting. I stopped initiating people in 2009. I stopped initiating people. 2009. Even as a BOP member, I didn't recruit nobody. Other people did. I stopped all communication, all activity in 2009 when it came to dealing with negativity. You feel me? 2012, I tried to fall back. It didn't work because I was incarcerated in the system. Once they tag you, I got 1 million tattoos. And once they tag you, they leave you like that. It ain't no, you could tell them 1 million times, I'm not this, I'm not that. If you was an active member and you was solidified, known, and you was on a worldwide lineup, the gang institute, they don't give a fuck to hear nothing unless you do a debrief. And I felt like I'm not doing a debrief. I'm not telling on nobody. I'm not telling you my history, you know what I mean, until I'm ready. And I'm definitely not telling you about nothing that you feel I've done that I know I didn't do. Not doing that either. So this is the most debrief you could get from me. And I hope that it help y'all out in y'all process of figuring out what you think you know about me and what you don't know about me. You know? But yeah, the gang culture from the past was different from today. Everything, the social media world has changed everything in the world. And I think it's for the better because we need to preach and practice more peace and more positive things. So getting out there from the OGs and the GFs and the, double OGs out west who's telling their stories to the East Coast. I just think we got to put the hate aside and deal with more understanding. Respect, you feel me, is a big thing because no matter if you like it, BJ or Whack 100 or whoever out there that's bashing us, because I talk to mad OGs. I talk to mad motherfuckers who was for the set and for the East Coast building and upliftment that's from the West. And these dudes is dudes that's fucking with cut sets. You know what I mean? Uncut people don't like it. And that's cool. It's understandable. Y'all feel we jacking y'all shit. I get it. But no, that's not what happened. You feel me? You can't blame the soldiers for what the leaders have taught, the misguidance. And a person like me who was so passionate and been living this shit, I'm probably more blooded than some of you niggas that's from West Coast. Facts. Word. I done been to the turf. I done checked in. I got videos showing that I checked in for 5'9" on Ocean View turf. I done been in communication with a lot of the big bros out there. You feel me? In LA. I done went through hoods. I done did that. Put mines in. You feel me? And his brothers that could vouch for it. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brothers, Big Keith. Shout out to Big Black Mikey. Shout out to Deuce M's. Shout out to Big Capone. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lil Gangsta Earn. You feel me? Shout out to all my brothers out there. Lil Po 1. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is on my end. You feel me? But bad actor. You feel me? These are brothers that's from the turf that I get with, that I fucked with. You know what I mean? You know, the double OG or the big bro, Big K-Hog. You feel me? You know, the love is there. We kicking different shit though. So I don't know why Wack 100 and all you niggas is getting on here talking super crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all don't even know what's going on with us. You know what I mean? When you get into the UBN over here, when you get into the foundation of that, yeah, okay, you get it. OG Mac, he lied. But we was informed about where UBN was founded at. We knew where it started at. We knew about fucking General Peabody. We knew about all that. We knew about 1982 San Quentin Penitentiary, brother. We knew about CCO and the Blue Notes. We knew about all that. That's in our history. We knew where it started. We knew why it started. We knew the Black Guerrilla family helped y'all. We knew the Muslims helped y'all. You feel me? As an organization. We knew that. You feel me? Mac just did things his way on the East Coast with utilizing the title UBN and forming the East Coast chapter of the UBN. We didn't need your authorization to do that. No, when Bloods was founded out there, did a sect come to y'all niggas and say, yo, I want to be Blood? No. It was a street gang. Them niggas took on that chapter because they became rivals. They became Blood because of the work they put in. Same way you was a green jacket, BJ. Well, the people before you were green jackets, and they became bounty hunters. Same way, you know, I was a part of NTO and NFW, and became a 5'9" Brim. And that's how it is all through my community and all through New York. Most of these street gangs, they just took on either being Blood or Crip. It's not too much big of a difference. You feel me? You want to put yourself to be bigger. You want to put yourself to be the originators. We already know that. We know that. You feel me? Like, ain't nobody trying to take nothing from y'all. You feel me? So the hate don't gotta be there. We gotta unify, because you can't be kicking peace and love, but then throwing daggers at a whole nother coast that kept your shit popping, you know what I mean, for years. We kept that shit popping. And even with the dudes that's out there in Chicago, who's talking about the 5 and all of that type of shit. Like, we made the 5 popular over here. That's all that happened. He took bits and pieces of different things and created an East Coast version. Because we different. Now, if we would have took y'all shit and did exactly what y'all was doing, y'all would have been saying we copycats. But we took bits and pieces, or I should say, because it was various people. It wasn't just OG Mac. It was several people who created the history. Rest in peace, Taboo. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And Shy 120 and Supreme and all of them. Like, you feel me? I don't like talking about dudes' names and shit like that. But if you know the history, you know the people that helped create the history. Mac, yeah, was a brilliant mind. He was a brilliant mind. And I got my history straight from first generation homies. Straight from dudes like Big Ez, 380, you feel me? Several dudes, you know what I mean? OG Pimp, you feel me? CK. I got my history from real motherfuckers that was first generation homies that y'all be checking out on here, who I actually got ties with. You feel me? Pee Wee, you feel me? Hannibal, first generation Shaq. You know what I mean? These are my brothers. So I'm telling y'all firsthand that you don't gotta hate or be disrespectful to the East Coast. None of y'all West Coast homies. Because the way y'all don't give a fuck about a nigga down the street from y'all, over here we don't give a fuck about too much of anything. New York always been like that. We always did what we wanted. And you can't fuck up a culture that's already fucked up. You just add to the equation of it being fucked up. So now what we got to do is figure out a solution. We got to figure out that. Whack 100, you a double OG or whatever, you know, whatever set you in, Treetop, I think it is, yeah, or, you feel me? Look, you got to be a better person. You up there disrespecting Lyfe Brim, bro. Lyfe Brim is a official brother. That's my brother at that. Solid, sturdy. Yeah, I was dead 05 in Attica. I was there throughout his whole career mostly, except for the on Island. And that's one of the most officialist brothers you could get, that you can have on your team. Fuck all of that. You want him. His track record is amazing in the state. The deals he took was amazing. You know what I mean? Stand up shit. And although him and Shaquille went through what they went through, nobody in New York Penitentiary could say anything bad about that guy. And it's sad that he couldn't raise his conscience to do something different with his set and his movement. Because now he's suffering, and he's going to continue to suffer. Because he's the real deal. You think you the real deal, Whack 100? Nah. We the real deal. The Lies, the Mannies, the Wees, the Lacey's, the Scars, yeah. Because nobody's playing. The same work you put in out there, the same work we put in out here. Same experiences y'all went through. The only difference is y'all got a little bit more careless and reckless. We over here started off as a culture, as a movement, Black Power first. Same way Black Panthers started over there, we had the Nation of Gods and Earths over here. And that's where a lot of our origin come from. So the spiritual energy is aligned. We just got to keep it positive and change the direction. We do that, we get a better culture, then we could probably sit down with them higher people and they could say, yo, you know what? We ain't going to throw these brothers in the feds no more. We going to give them learning facilities. We going to give them education, you know what I mean? Because that's what we need, education facilities, rehabilitations, re-entry programs. We want to turn around and not keep drama going. That shit is corny as fuck. You looked like a bird, just to let you know. Whack 100. I just seen that shit. And shout out to my boy, the fuck is his name, man? Used to Ice Burgundy, man. Shout out to Ice Burgundy, man. That's one of the roosters I met out there that I came along with, that I fuck with, man. Ice Burgundy, man. Met you through Frenchie years ago and shit. Little Frenchie from Brick Squad had all of you, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro. I don't know. All I can tell you is chin up, chest out, back straight, eyes direct, stand firm, speak with authority, and man up. And Whack 100, apologize to Lyfe Brim as a man, as a real blood. And no matter what he is, Christian, Muslim, whatever, respect is everything, bro. You feel me? And you don't get around by getting down on a nigga when he down. That's the most suckiest way to live. How you promoting bad poison on a motherfucker that's incarcerated fighting for life, bro? You feel me? Yeah. Big, small, short or tall. If we ever bump, you would have to get with me, bro. And I'm being real with you. You feel me? I don't know about them China, and I don't care, you know, if death is what you oppose and all that other super gangster retarded shit. If you can't be a man and step up and apologize to that man, or learn to understand the culture over here and respect us, you feel me? Then we don't give a fuck about you or who you move with. Word. Because long as the motherfucking worldwide brimming is with us, that's all that matters, bro. You feel me? And that's the cart that we with. You heard? So, you know, shout out to everybody out there that's promoting peace and practicing peace. As you can see, sometimes my brain could go, you know, into that banging mode, bro, because I take this shit serious, real serious. And at the end of the day, it ain't no drama. It's all good, brother. You feel me? Just be careful about people that you name, man, because niggas got a lot of love, man. And nobody got time to be wasting their life and being put under a scope or a radar because a motherfucker want to record and have these secret, you know what I mean, conversations off scene. Nigga, is you blood or is you know what I mean, on that side? That's something to think about, bro. I don't know. I'm confused right now at this point. You said you had your phone, you record everything. I'm confused at this point. It ain't that deep. It ain't that sick. You in too deep, you heard? You in too deep. Word. Whack 100. Word. Interview me, man. Get me on your show. We got some things to talk about. And with that, I'm sad. I'm done. Peace.